So I wanted to make this video as a quick reminder that anytime you experience anger, when you're feeling angry all the time over things which in reality are quite small, and maybe you look at them as, I don't know why I'm getting so worked up over this. Oftentimes when you're feeling like that, you're not reacting with anger at the present situation, what's unfolding in front of you. You're angry about something which happened to you in the past. It could be something which happened to you over a decade ago, but it still produces that same anger response in you. And you're probably not even aware of it. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I didn't have a good day when it came to containing my anger. And this wasn't even anything that happened like in my real life. Like I've been at work today, I've just been chilling on my desk. But I spent most of the day feeling pissed off, worked up, with all of this anger inside of me that I couldn't get rid of. And it was all because I let myself get drawn into some like incredibly petty online beef. Because I've had it in the past where this used to be way worse. Like I used to be the kind of person that would go back and forth with strangers on the internet for days. Like anytime I go on the internet, I get rage baited. And the whole thing could be completely avoidable. It's just people who are looking for attention, but I'd be the guy who's like always clapping back online. Like I don't have Twitter anymore, or X, and thank God, because I would have spent all day just arguing with strangers on there. Like that's what I was doing in 2020 during lockdown, just arguing with people. But it still happens to me where I get drawn in and end up just having bad faith arguments with people, where I'll try and debate them or I'll try and out logic them. A lot of the time this comes down to like sports and shit, like football. If you're a fan of football, you understand how much rage bait there is on social media about football. And I like to think I'm above all that, but I'm not. I get drawn in more often than I'd like to admit. And it produces these feelings of anger where it feels like I'm the one being attacked. And oftentimes I'm not even the one who's like initiated the beef. Oftentimes it's me reading a comment and feeling attacked, and like I've got to jump in there, I've got to respond. But there's lessons to be learned in how we kind of react to these situations and why we feel the way we do. Because having done some learning about the nervous system and how and why our body produces anger, I found this really eye-opening, and this really changed how I hold on to anger and how easily I'm able to return myself to a state of calm, or even not react that way in the first place. So yeah, like I said in the intro, anytime you're experiencing this type of anger, like we'll use the example of online beef where you're arguing with someone in the comments. Oftentimes it feels like, especially going back and forth with like a faceless stranger, we kind of imagine them to have a face. We're kind of picturing someone when we're arguing with them. It's not always immediately clear, but for me, usually it's someone from the past. And I find that really telling, because I've had lots of situations in the past that I felt anger, but I couldn't really use it, or I felt unable to defend myself, because anger, along with anxiety, is a defense mechanism that our body uses. You've probably heard of fight or flight. It's like you either fight or you run away as a way of protecting yourself from some kind of danger. Anger is usually the thing that sits above some other emotion like fear or shame or embarrassment. And anger is a tool that we use to almost stand up for ourselves. It sounds kind of cringe. I sound like Prince Zuko right now, but like reclaim your honor in a situation where maybe someone is mistreating you. And I've had many situations like that when I was younger, where I was getting bullied, picked on, abused, and I felt angry, but I couldn't let that anger out. I never fought back. I never stood up for myself. And I feel like I've stored all of this anger inside of me that I now almost like overcompensate. I feel the need to kind of like protect myself tenfold because I didn't protect myself back then. Like, I've had this in my real life as well. Like, sometimes if I feel like someone's disrespecting me, I feel like extra pressure to stand up for myself. But when it's people online, it's like, I imagine someone's face from the past, maybe like a bully, or the voice of someone who I feel disrespected me. And that's because we're still holding on to that pain that this individual caused us, or that we felt during this specific time of our lives. We're still reacting to that. It's like, if I can read a comment and immediately become triggered by it, immediately almost see it as an attack on myself to the point where I have to respond, that says to me that I'm still reacting to the past. This is reminding me of some kind of situation. If I feel that strongly about it, I need to say something. I need to like stand up to this person. It's almost a response to some kind of like pain I felt in the past. Anger is there to protect you from feeling pain. It's all about avoiding that pain that we once felt. So even if it's like an online situation where there's no risk of physical harm coming to you, we lash out. It's like I said, we kind of feel the need to overcompensate. We're like, we perceive even the smallest thing as disrespect because our nervous system, which is the thing which scans our environment for those threats, the things that could cause us harm and danger, it's telling us that if we don't produce this anger right now, if we don't stand up and fight, we're going to feel that pain again. And something I really struggle with is, especially with the online shit, is, I don't want to sound like I'm going on too much about it now. I just find it interesting how I react to it. It's getting into like a physical confrontation or fight would almost be better because at least there's like a clear beginning and end to it. But honestly, like I said, I can go back and forth with strangers for days. And the whole time in between, I'm feeling tense. I'm feeling like I want to fight someone. Like I want to fight them. Like you probably had this where you get back and forth, you go back and forth with someone online and you literally feel like you want, like you see people saying like share your location, like you actually want to go out and fight this person because your brain can't distinguish it from like a real life event. But there's no end. At least in a physical confrontation, you either fight or you go your separate ways. There's an end. Our bodies aren't used to this like ongoing like fight mode. And I feel like I'm still carrying this like tension from earlier on in the day, this unresolved like fight in me. In terms of how we learn to not react so much to this kind of thing, because there's ways of doing it. I've had it at points where I can read these types of comments and immediately separate myself from it. To know that sometimes people are just out there to get a reaction out of you. And I know it's easier said than done, but I feel like to be able to read something like that and not act on it, that's powerful. That's the whole topic of emotional regulation, which is the ability to experience your emotions and not act on them. The first thing you can do is just be aware of these patterns. Be aware that when you read something and it provokes that strong of an emotional response in you, you're probably not reacting to this comment itself, you're reacting to a past situation that this reminded you of, a situation where you experienced pain and you couldn't resolve it. So now you feel the need to react tenfold. That awareness is powerful. And just reciting to yourself, I'm not in any danger right now. This is not an attack on me, This is me reacting to the past. But right here, right now, I'm not in any danger. And you start to see that anger kind of becomes a choice. It's always like a reaction. Once you become conscious of it, the slow process of it starting to like not be automatic, it not being your default, can begin. It's kind of like a skill you have to practice. But it all comes back to being aware of that pattern. Like maybe the exercise you could try is next time you're angry, if you can become conscious in the moment and start to think about like, okay, is there a time of my life this reminds me of? Is there an individual this reminds me of? Then things do start to become clear and you realize how much power the past holds over you. And I guess another angle of it is that part of me kind of likes the feeling of like fighting, of getting into confrontations with people. Part of it is addicting. And I can't really explain that side of myself, because maybe it is me trying to stand up for the past version of me. Or maybe it's, feeling powerful. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit more. But yeah, hopefully this video is helpful to you. Hopefully you can start to become aware of what these patterns might look like for you. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.